Gentlemen, Gorilla Wizard, thank you once again for joining Metal for the Masses, the only place playing it harder, faster, and louder than anyone else. And you guys very much representing that motto of mine. Go ahead, write down the line, introduce yourselves, what you guys do in the band, and yeah, let's go from there.
Who's first?
I'll start.
Yeah,
I'm Larry. I am not actually in the band. I manage Bertram though. So Bertram is actually the guitarist. I just manage him. He just lives here, and but what he does is he's the guitarist. He's the riff master. He comes up with all the amazing riffs and wonderful tales that you hear from the many strings that come from his 8-stringed instrument. And he farts and eats a lot of bananas and drinks a lot of beer.
Wow, I didn't think Beardrum actually drank beer. What is it?
Of course.
What's it distilled from?
Well, right now he's actually drinking an other half.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
he just drinks regular beer.
Gotcha.
Got a taste for the regular beer.
Yeah. Well, the snobby stuff, of course,
Right. Banana alcohol is hard to find these days.
Oh,
Except
yeah.
for 99 bananas, which is terrible.
I'm Mike. I rock the drums. I work with Larry, who always is managing what Bertram wants, and he's the kind of go between. Tells me what Bertram needs from me, and I make sure to make it right. Otherwise, Bertram will beat me. So I try to make sure it's all perfect.
I'm Ryan. I play bass at the will of Bertram, of course, as do we all.
And I'm Gabe, and I am the vocalist, and I try to tell Bertram's many tales as best as I can.
That's that.
Well, you guys do a great job at doing the bidding of a mystical simian quite well, I must say. In fact, you guys do it so well that when I am interviewing other bands and we discuss, ways that these bands have to kind of think out of the box to get ahead, I always mention the Gorilla Wizard, because I don't know any other band that's out there that has a mystical gorilla at the helm of such a prestigious outfit such as yourselves. None come to mind at all, ever.
It's kind of a miracle they even let him out to just wander amongst the public, because he's really a handful, and just the
nuisance
day-to-day
at times.
activities. Oh,
The force
that's
to reckon with.
understatement.
So I've heard news that my spies have told me that the band is not all in one place anymore. One of you have I guess rebelled against the will of Beardrum, and I guess have escaped.
Well, that would be me. I didn't so much escape as I was ordered to the mountains of Colorado. So I could,
to spread the word of
spread the word and expand my lung capacity by being at a higher altitude.
Starting G Wiz West Coast.
Yeah,
That's a
G-Wiz
load of
West
bullshit.
Coast.
No, the real reason he's in Colorado was to ship Bertram back beer from Colorado.
This is true.
there you go.
Obtain new beer to trade back to him. That's exactly why.
Perfect. But yeah, Gabe, how's it been out there, man?
It's it's snowing like hell today.
Wow.
Nice.
A lot of snow. It's dry. It's extremely dry. Altitude will get you if you don't keep on your toes. But otherwise it's not bad. It's not bad. It's
Nice.
It's not so different. Yeah.
So when you guys have to record new material, and as you guys have been doing, at war with our past selves, absolutely fantastic. I loved the video for that. Everything was great. But when you guys have to do stuff like that, do you have to make the trip back to New York, or
No.
Okay.
Luckily, no. Luckily, the wonderful technologies of our day and age allow me to do what I gotta do. I have, you know, a little recording set up,
Gotcha.
and I can do that and ship it over to the other guys. And honestly, it's the way we've been doing it for the past, I don't know, 2
3
years.
years.
Yeah,
2,
'cause,
3, yeah.
you know, because I guess because COVID happened and we were kind of forced to do it that way, and
Yeah.
it we kind
Actually,
of just
baby,
developed a workflow from it so that it allows us to kind of all be
It-
anywhere at
It
any
has
time.
been that long. When did Tales
Yeah.
from the Cauldron come out?
2019.
2019.
Wow. It's been 4 years. Holy fuck. I thought it feels like it was like yesteryear, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
wow. So yeah. So you guys are working on new material that is you know, pretty fucking amazing. Obviously, At War with Our Past Selves came out a little bit ago. It's a full music video, full track. You can view it on your YouTube page. You can get it on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Bandcamp, wherever you can find music these days. I mean, if LimeWire still existed, I'm sure it would be there.
Floating around.
But so what else do you guys have in the works for us?
Larry, you want to take that
So,
one?
I'll start, and then I'll let Ryan take over after the announcement, because we have a new single coming out March 10th, along with a video directed by Bertram, which we have a sneak preview for you here tonight that you get to watch and play the track and listen and jam along with us. And then I'll let Ryan talk a little bit about what we have coming out on May 19th. And then I'll let, I don't know, Gabe, Mike, fight to the death to pick out who's going to talk about what's coming out after.
Sure.
Yeah, so after May 10th, which is the video that we're going to preview tonight and listen to.
March 10th.
March 10th, excuse me. Sorry. After that, May 19th will be our new EP, which features songs that, like At War with Our Past Selves, the song you're going to hear tonight, which is called No Replacement for Displacement.
I love it.
And with the EP, we'll drop another new video that is basically going to be a continuation or a kind of an evolution of the what we're calling the Gorilla Wizard cinematic universe. It will kind of be a direct sequel to Maple Crunch. We don't know quite where the At War video fits in, like timeline wise, but that one was kind of a fun thing to just make like a
That's a side
a
story.
one shot, if you will.
Yeah.
So a couple questions on that. No Replacement for Displacement, which you know, by the time this interview comes out, you know, I'll have this attached to this interview. We'll be able to watch this at the end, and people will get a sneak peek at this awesome stuff that you guys have coming out. No Replacement for Displacement. One, not just being a music guy, being a huge car guy. I love the name. It's awesome because there is no replacement for displacement. It, at least, you know, in our souls, there's not. You can get into the nitty gritty and say like, well, you can do more with less nowadays. Like, you know, 2.0 turbos make a lot more power than a, you know, insert small V8 here, but nothing beats that big low B sound of a V8. So I love the name of that. And I'm sure a Gorilla Wizard such as Beardrum has fantastic taste. What kind of ride is will he be sporting in this music video?
So Bertram's ideal ride would probably be 69 Boss 429. That would probably be his ideal ride, but for the sake of the budget of the music video, we have a Logitech GT Pro Force PlayStation 2 steering wheel connected to a table.
How dare
I
you?
love it. I love it.
With
Listen,
high
real
definition
footage.
green screen in the background.
It could have
Real
been-
footage from Lime Rock Park, though, that we had a friend so graciously take the footage, and everything in there is ours. We made it all in one way or another. So it's really cool to kind of get something that we can call completely our own and be like, look at what we slapped together.
Look at this. That's really cool. I mean, like I was expecting to hear like something like the OG, you know, Mario Kart Wii steering wheel controller, something along those lines. But no, that's
Not too
really
far
cool.
off.
Not, I mean, look, you got to
Yeah.
make do with what you got, and definitely making it work there. Now you say the Gorilla Wizard, I guess, cinematic universe here. You guys are building this universe of what Gorilla Wizard is all about. So the Gorilla Wizard, Beardrum, he is, I guess, a force for good in this universe. Maybe, I don't know yet,
Sometimes,
but
yeah.
sometimes a force for what's good for him.
That's
go with-
more it.
There we
that's
go.
what-
I
right.
would definitely say he's a chaotic neutral,
Yeah,
Okay.
without a doubt.
And I'm
Mhm.
sure he will come across others who may not view the world that way, or may not view what he wants as good, or whatever. May just want to be in his way, you know, maybe a chaotic good, or a lawful evil, or you know, what
Right.
are there villains in this universe? Are there allies in this universe? You know, who is friend, who is foe of the almighty, the all-knowing, the banana eating Beardrum, the Gorilla Wizard?
Well, I'm
Well,
gonna point to Ryan first
Yeah,
to
go
at
to
least
Ryan.
speak about who the main bad guy is in the upcoming video, and then I'll swing it over to Gabe to establish a little more on the lore.
Yeah,
So
so you know, this whole project is very much, you know, what was your multimedia? You know, it's primarily, we're a band. We make music. That's the primary
Right.
thing. It's the main focus. But you know, all of us have interests in other things. So the music videos are a big thing for us. When the album drops and the video comes out, we will be introduced to, I guess, the first villain proper in unless you count like the Smashosaurus. You know, at least visually, the first villain, who is named the Trash Master. So we will see Bertram.
Beardrum not separate his recycling.
Why do you think they're so angry?
So we will see. That will be one of the main villain, I guess, of this next immediate phase of the story, and then after the EP, you guys, if you want to detail kind of the future after that, because there's plenty of it.
Sure.
So one of the next things we have in the works coming up is I guess another conflict or battle. We're going to be teaming up with / battling the mighty Titanosaur.
Love that
And
guy.
doing he's great,
Yeah,
and
good dude.
He's awesome.
does great stuff, and we're hopefully going to be doing a split with him very soon. We got some music in the works. He's got a lot of music in the works. He always has music in the works.
Which,
So-
by the way, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Mhm.
At the time of this recording, I know that the Titanosaur, he is going through a lot of medical stuff right now, and so
Yes.
Mhm.
us,
Mhm.
not just from Gorilla Wizard, us from Metal for the Masses, you know,
Yeah.
we wish him well. We hope he gets well, and we hope he can, get back to shredding real soon. But
Yes.
Continue.
100%.
I saw he was
Yeah.
working on something. He's not fully there yet, but he's starting to play guitar, and I think he's recording some scratch stuff. So he's getting there at least.
yep,
Amazing.
So we will be duking it out with him, doing a little collabing probably. And not sure exactly what the end result of that is going to be, but that's going to be soon. And after that, we're going to delve into Bertram's past deep into the lore and kind of how Bertram interacted and influenced events going through the Viking Age, and kind of getting into more Norse mythology. And the main crux of that will be his conflict with his main enemy, his main nemesis,
Arch nemesis,
Harold,
if you will.
arch nemesis, Harold the Simian Slayer, and sorcerer. Wow, that's
Supreme.
old. Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah, so it's going to be a detail of one of their battles throughout the millennia, and it's going to be taking place in the northern regions back during the Viking times, and the music will reflect that.
Very
And that
nice.
will be the next full length, which 2024
Okay.
realistically.
So we got
Really
Realistically.
fleshing out the rogues gallery for Bertram.
yeah.
Gotcha. So for what we have right now, though, in the upcoming, we have the Trash Master. That's the I said that right? The
Mhm.
Trash Master.
Mhm.
Okay. So in this track that we're getting, no replacement for displacement, you chose to unveil the Trash Master. What is one, why did you want to unveil this this nemesis in this video specifically, and two, why where does he fit in this video? Like, what's the purpose of him in this video? What is he
Well, the Trash
specifically trying
Master
to
is
do?
going to be in for the release video. So that's a song called Trash Master, and that's where we debut him. No Replacement is more, I guess, akin to the At War with Our Past Selves, where it's more of like the band. It's like a hangout. It's like a hangout with the
Yeah.
bands type video. where
It's
like
kind of
kicking
us
back.
being each other's nemesis.
yeah,
Yeah,
these two are more about internal conflicts, whereas like Simian Sorcerer and Trash Master are more the external conflicts.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's more of a hangout with the band type thing. But they do, we don't explicitly detail where, but they're part of the universe. They are canon, I would say. At War, at some point between Maple Crunch and Trash Master, or I guess probably maybe after Trash Master technically, but we made fun of Bertram, and it was an unfortunate mistake that we made.
Very
right.
unfortunate.
We spent quite a long time eating only bananas, and it was
Yeah,
the banana void.
We learned from it.
Yeah, we learned from our mistakes, of course.
My digestive system hasn't.
I'd like to think that your punishment was being in the banana void, and then we made up for it with a browsing round of whatever it is that we're doing in No Replacement.
Yeah.
Go-karting.
That's right.
A friendly, rivalry race, if you will.
Yeah, death
right.
race.
Yeah, Bertram might have been
Friendly.
getting bored,
Friendly
got bored
outing.
with us eating bananas, and then he suggested a friendly bout of
A friendly row. Gotcha.
Mhm.
We definitely play fair.
Well, I would hope so. I, on the other hand, do not, which is hence why I don't think I would be a valuable member of Gorilla Wizard. I would probably be butting heads a lot with Beardrum on the direction.
You'll fit right in.
I think everyone
Yeah,
does.
fit in.
But that's awesome. I do have another question. A while ago, I remember the post for you needed people for a music video that you guys were shooting, and I don't think it was At War with Our Past Selves. But I do remember there being rat costumes, or the head of a rat costume involved. I do just kind of want to get some clarification on that, because I do remember sharing that post, and I don't think I ever saw the fruits of that labor. I just want to know, like, what happened with that, or can we expect something? Is that like a villain? Is there like a rat lord or something?
I think your question will be answered when the EP drops.
Gotcha.
May 19th.
May 9th.
May
we
19th it
move-
is then.
We move very slow, but I promise you, when it hits, oh
We hit
boy,
hard.
howdy does it hit.
I can't wait. I was talking to Mike and Ryan before the interview started, and when just to add on to not a critique of you guys moving slow, like getting all the fine tunings done and fitting in everybody's scheduling. I mean, like it does take time. Nothing like Rome wasn't built in a day. But like when the new track came out, when At War with Our Past Selves dropped, I think I lost my mind a little bit, just because I was like, I'm listening to I'm playing a lot of Gorilla Wizard on my show, and I'm talking about Gorilla Wizard, and then it just got me thinking, I'm like, are they coming out with anything new? Like, is there something coming? Like,
Right.
should I message them? Should I reach out like, hey guys, like it's been a minute. What's happening? But then it dropped, like almost as I was thinking it, like a day or two after something dropped, and I'm just like, the metal gods have blessed us.
You got to do that more often, so we actually drop more stuff then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, put that
Release
out
to
into
the
the universe.
universe.
Put your brain out into
Yeah.
the universe for us. We'll hear it.
Right.
Bertram will pick it up and transmit it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll get a spotlight.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen before. It never fails. I'll get a spotlight and I'll shine it up into the air.
Yeah,
And,
Bertram needs a bat
banana
signal
beer.
or a banana
Shine the
signal.
pentagram.
Yeah, the banana.
Pentagram is
there
all
it
you
is.
need.
You
The
say a
Benentagram.
benenta? What is a benentagram?
Sir, have you not seen our Benentagram? The Benentagram
I have.
is the official insignia of Gorilla Wizard. It is a pentagram made of bananas.
Very. How did
The
I
Benentagram.
do have one question. How do you make it work with the angling of a banana, sir?
Well, it's a 2D image, so
Okay.
you just kind of stretch it in Photoshop and it just works that way.
We just
You
make
can
it
see,
work.
you can see our half-witted attempts to recreate in
Yes.
real life in the Maple Crunch video.
Yes. Fun fact. We
Yeah,
tried it in
yes.
Maple
Yeah.
Crunch. It did not work.
We did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Didn't look bad though. Maybe
The
not
only
exact
reason it didn't
dimensions,
work-
not built to scale, but it looks okay.
It's
I
more
think
of a
the reason it
B.
didn't work was because we didn't have enough bananas. That's the only reason.
Mm.
Gotcha. So you guys are responsible for the banana shortage.
Yeah.
Well, Bertram had something to do with the shortage, perhaps.
Right.
Hmm.
All of
Maybe.
Dipping
Great.
into the commissary.
in the I guess in the chaos of the pandemic era, with everybody's packages, all the mailing going missing, that can't be helped. I guess all the
Yeah.
banana shipments were, I guess, magically sent to one address.
How'd you think they ended up in the banana void with so many bananas? They're all there in the banana void.
I'm not going to. I will not incur the wrath by asking questions on how certain things became real events. But going back to no replacement for displacement. What kind of with you guys being split up with one of you being split up from the rest. What went into this track? What was the? We've talked a lot about what went into it. Like we talked about a lot, like what the track is, like what goes on in the track, what goes on in the music video. But where'd that creativity come from? Like, why did you guys want to make a track about racing and all this other kind of stuff? Where did that all come from?
Well, I really like the song Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue, but it has no balls. So I said, what if Kickstart My Heart had balls?
I'm going to
So I
I'm gonna say something super controversial right now.
Uh-oh.
Motley Crue has no balls.
Woo!
No, no, dude.
Not
back
the
in
video
day,
I
they
saw.
Definitely did. Yeah. Very large ones, apparently.
Don, I'll take it.
I've never been. I'm going to say something that'll break the internet right now. As much of a metalhead and hard rocker as I am, I've not been a huge Motley Crue fan in my life.
That's
It's
fine.
just kind of like.
I get it, but like back in the, you contextualize it. Back in the day, like that was pretty like, man, these guys ripped, and they had some sick riffs actually, really did.
Yeah,
But
and then more
things
came out.
change. Yeah, exactly. And I get
A
people
buddy of
not
mine
wanting
got
to get
into them. I guess probably after the show, the Tommy Lee show, or something, or the movie. There's a movie, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, after the movie, he got into them, and he played me tracks from
Really?
the first album, and I never really heard that stuff. And like, I thought a lot of those songs were really good, actually.
Yeah,
Right,
they
It sounded the singer reminded me of like Cedric from Mars Volta and at the Drive-In at that time, with his style back then, at least on the first album.
I just thought from reading all the articles about them like trying to get back together and do the tour and stuff like that. I was always what's his name? Vince Neil.
Hmm.
It's just all of the fall from the falling off stage to the not being able to finish, go past 2 songs. Like I'm sure he's having not finishing problems as well, being that old. But it's right. Come at me. But
Well, I mean,
um,
they're a mess, but back in their heyday, they delivered, man. They did some
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
wild shows. Fucking Tommy Lee played the drums upside down. Who did that? That
right, who
was
could do that
pretty
at the
cool,
time?
gotta say.
True.
Yeah.
So they did a
True
lot of
enough.
cool stuff. So to answer the question, I thought Kickstart My Heart needed some balls, and I really wanted like a hard driving song because I'm like, you know what? There's not like I'm into bands like Orange Goblin and Truck Fighters and Thousand Mods and anything. And I was huge into Fu Manchu when I wrote it. And I just love that, like, yeah, cruising kind of vibe, but I wanted it to be like heavier. So I just wrote
Yeah.
the opening with, you'll hear it, but it's kind of like the engine revving. And then the riff just hit perfectly. And then Mike actually, I just sent him the track and he just nailed it the first take and was like, this is what you have to do. And the drums came together when it was like, this is the fucking song. I think
Yeah.
Mike, you and I
Yeah.
wrote it in like literally one go round.
It's a
Pretty
great
much.
drum song. The drums are fantastic.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
It spoke to me, and not being a car guy and pandemic hitting, I was in this zone where we were finally getting creative, and the title was already written, No Replacement for Displacement. So I'm just like, man, that's a cool wraparound. We're like alone but together, and fuck it, yeah, we're displaced. Like I don't know. I was in the zone when I put the drums together for that. And then Larry and I did get on the horn about it. We were talking about what Bertram was thinking, what he knew about it. And Larry is just like, no, man, it's about engines. And I was like, you're kidding.
Big honking V8s. I
Right.
had a Windsor 351 that I was going to shove into a T-Bird, an 87 T-Bird that I had back in the day. So like I always wanted just a big block V8. And I this is my homage to like, I love big, stupid, big blocks.
I've had an 87 Monte Carlo SS for 10 years. And literally over the pandemic, well, just after the pandemic, I want to say like 2021, like end of 2021 going into 2022, I picked up a LS2 out of an 06 GTO for like $500. My buddy thought he blew the motor, but he actually just spun cylinders 2 and 6. So yeah, that was what I was like, really? $500? He's like, yep, you can take it. I'm like, all right, let me go to the
Wow.
bank.
Damn.
That's a score.
And
It
those
is a
things
score.
are tanks, those cars.
And I've just been building it since then. It's been a money pit. I call my car the Albatross because me and my dad, who we've been building it for the past 10 years, we say that it's cursed. So much like the Iron Maiden song, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, the curse of him shooting the albatross. We call this car an albatross or the albatross because every time we get close to getting it to run or we get it to run for a day, some new problem arises and it's dead again.
That's cars, man. That's what they
well,
fucking do.
that's why we're taking the 350 small block and the 700 R4 trans out of it, and we're putting probably going to go with a 4L80E and this LS2. That's after I put a big Lopi monster cam in it and all nice top shelf parts. It's going to make about 550, 600 horsepower. But you know what? We're here to discuss music and metal and stuff. And now it's you know what? Let's get back to it. I guess.
Yeah.
But so anyway, so yeah, it's a song about everything that everybody or at least us broke people love. It's big V8s and power and you know, it makes me love Beardrum even more. You know, at first I was like, you know, he's a gorilla, he's a wizard, he's you know, he keeps his minions in line, you know, who, you know, it's a great being to look up to. But now that he, you know, is into cars as well, I'm just like, you know what, I might have to marry Beardrum. I don't know, you know.
To be fair, he got in the cars because of Mink, because he was hanging out with Larry, and he's like,
There you go.
cars are kind of cool. So
I'm sorry, Larry,
show him
but
the
you're
thing
not
or
a gorilla, nor are you a wizard, sir. So
No,
I might.
I'm just a normal man.
Just a Larry.
Yeah,
Just a
Bertrand's like
lack-
just a stupid human.
Yeah.
But that's cool, man. I very much enjoy that. I've always I really do enjoy, and so do like a lot of other people that I like, you know, that I show this band to, or that you know, get turned on to you guys either by listening to my show or, you know, just conversation in passing. A lot of people are just like, you know, these like, this is a great band. Like, how have I, like, you know, have I not heard of these guys? I'm just like, I don't know, man. I really don't. You know, a lot of people are just like, it's something that I've always like heard. It's like, you know, you got to be like super talented to get anywhere in like the music scene. I'm just like, I really don't know if that's wholeheartedly the case anymore. You know, because
No.
like I look at bands like you guys and I'm just like, how would you not be able to find, you know, how would you not be able to find a band that has their leader / marketing mascot on stage shredding a guitar, you know, to songs like Maple Crunch and Smashosaurus and you know, these awesome tracks, and not be like, you know what, here's our guys, find me paperwork, sign on the dotted line. Like, how do you not find this kind of stuff, you know?
I'll
Because
tell
like,
you why.
Well, before
I
you-
think I figured it out.
before you do, I mean, it's not like every other like metalcore band that sounds like a day to remember these days. You know, it just seems
Word.
to I don't like it. Whenever I listen to a metalcore band these days, they all sound like a day to remember. I don't know what it is.
Mhm.
But
I
Like-
feel like deathcore is the new thing that everyone's copying, and like every band sounds like, what is it, like Infinite Annihilator, which is, you know, hey, cool, but you know, everything sounds the same with the pig squeals and
And
Yeah.
the like impossible digital sounding guitars and stuff like
yeah,
that.
Right.
as we like to call it, Ryan, Mark Metal.
Mark
Mark
Metal.
Metal.
Yeah.
I
so
thought you said
to
fart
answer
metal
that-
for a second.
Oh no, our friend Mark is very much into deathcore. Shouting him out now, but
Loves it.
Oh,
we
wow.
shout out Mark Metal.
Shots
I
fired.
dig it, kind of, but he's into it. But to answer your question, I think it's two parts. Quite honest, I think we were a little ahead of our time, honestly, and not to toot our own horn, but I think we came right before bands could really start to have fun. We kind of, not that we started it, but I think we came in right before bands like embraced, let's just have fun with things. Because now you're starting to see more shtick with bands, more bands kind of laughing at themselves and having no problem with it. And I think honestly, mostly is that was due to the pandemic, like hitting the way it did, kind of self-reflection, like, gotta laugh at ourselves. So I think we were a little early on that. And then, gotta be honest, I don't think our material was as good as it is getting. I think we didn't have enough focus. I didn't think we had, because honest to God, Tales from the Cauldron is just a shitload of old songs that I've had sitting around for the last 10 years that me and Mike have worked on. Ryan and I have worked on a little bit, and then Gabe just threw on vocals, and it was good for what it was. But I
It
think,
worked. It was a soup. It was a riff soup.
yeah, it really was. Hence, that's part of what inspired the name. But I
Cauldron.
think what's from Infinite Wave,
Yeah.
we hit a point that I think we're like, oh, so this is how we do it, and like really do it as a band. And I think that's when I saw like, oh, I think this actually has some potential now. And I think now that we're firing on the cylinders that we're firing, as slow as it is, we figured out how to write as a band and do it good. Because when Mike says, hey, I'm going to add this, and then Gabe says, you should change it to that, and Mike says, no, it works this way. And then I say, hey, no, it works this way. And then we all figure it out. Cool. Then Ryan just slaps his delicious greasy bass on top of it. We have this awesome sandwich of delicious metal.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. And in
Maple
fact,
flavored metal.
we talked about it last interview, but all of this stuff with the EP and the writing process, we really kind of came into our own of this is how it works. This is how we write together, brand new, fresh. We didn't have a riff in our head. It was all fresh material. And that's what we're like really psyched about, for No Replacement specifically. That was like our first light bulb moment. Like, this is how we do it, which was really cool.
Gotcha. So saying that, obviously, like, you guys have learned the secret recipe of, the perfect potion for Gorilla Wizard. I'm going to keep using these terms just because I love
Stay
this.
magic, my
It's
friend.
perfect,
right.
nailing it.
Stay magic. So it sounds like you guys have kind of found your niche, your thing that makes it what it is, the sticky substance that kind of keeps it all together. I'll let your minds wander with that. But out of this, out of this track, out of, what you guys have learned with this new release, No Replacement for Displacement, and the upcoming EP, right? 5-track that is coming out. What is it that you want to let people know beforehand? Like, if they're listening to, or if they're used to at this point, Tales from the Cauldron, what is, I guess, what's different from that now? Like, what's the main difference between Tales of the Cauldron? Obviously, what you just said, they're old tracks, and you guys have kind of found this niche. But like, what's the main thing that you want to leave people with to hype them up for this album?
I think if I could take this one, I think moving forward, like we said, Tales of the Cauldron was a soup, kind of a mishmash of a lot of stuff, collaborative, and a lot of good songs. But moving forward, everything is going to be way more cohesive, not only musically, but it's going to, like we said, we're doing we're doing these videos, and we're having like a great time doing it. And it's going to also relate to other, like I said, this is primarily a music thing. We're a band, but it's a whole multimedia experience that we're trying to provide to people, because content is everything now, and we have a lot of fun doing this kind of thing, and with the videos. And like I said, Larry Bertram wants to do like a D&D campaign, and a comic book. We're going down all these avenues, and now opposed to Tales from the Cauldron, we are now going to be moving forward with like a cohesive structure to all of those things working together, and a story. And it's going to be all, everything is more now fleshing out the world of this character. But like I said, primarily awesome music. And I agree with what Larry said. The songs on this EP, I think, are all like, a step above what we did on Tales from the Cauldron, including the single that we released last year, or in 21, Infinite Wave. I think, we're getting just way better at working together, and the ideas are improving. And I think it's just going to be a more cohesive, interesting, wider experience for the audience.
Yeah, if I could just add, it's so much heavier.
Oh,
Very
yes.
exciting to listen to.
I love it.
I
Mr.
forget too that, sorry to interject, but I forget too that we were so delayed because Bertram broke his hand.
That
I remember.
And that totally derailed the recording of the EP. And that honestly was a moment of refocus. We're like, okay, shit. Will this even be able to happen anymore? Like, we had that moment, like, can we do this ever again?
There was a short time where we were considering me doing the guitar on it instead of Bertram.
Because it was mostly written. It was pretty much ready to go. I think actually Bertram started recording. I started helping him, and Bertram started recording the scratch tracks to No Replacement. And The very next day, he broke his hand, that dumb fuck. And it was a long road. And the surgery, broke his hand on December 18th. The surgery was on Christmas Eve, actually, to put the pins in. The pins were removed March 4th. He started writing into Infinite Wave March 5th, though. So it was second that we thought, oh, it might not happen. But then March 5th, Infinite Wave came out because that was the only thing he could play based on what his fingers could do. So Infinite Wave kind of popped out of nowhere for us because it was what he could play. And we
It was
started
meant
from there.
to be.
And I remember telling Mike, listen, he says he can't play anything. This is what we got to play. He's like, no, dude, it's skipping the line. We got stuff ready to go. He can't play it. He's got to play this, man.
So how after this question, I want to ask Gabe a question. But how does he communicate? Does he sign?
I'll let Gabe answer that one too.
Okay.
Oh.
Mr. Gabe, a question that I wanted
Talks to him the most.
to pose to a question that I wanted to throw your way was from a vocal standpoint. What is different from Tales of the Cauldron to now? Like, have you changed your vocal style at all? Have you learned anything new along the way? Is there maybe a higher threshold that you have broken through now? Like, what can we expect on this upcoming release?
I think on Tales, I kind of tried to strip it down a little bit. There aren't so many layers. I kind of tried to see what would happen with just kind of single layers. There's layering here and there, but I've always been a fan of layering vocals and multiple vocals on top of each other, you know, like the Glenn Benton scream on top of the guttural and the carcass kind of thing. And then, you know, taking that even further with putting, you know, panning screams left and right and creating this kind of like stereo picture with the vocals. And I wanted to kind of get back to that approach for myself with this EP. And I think we did that. I think there's a lot of cool stuff going on and layering. And you can hear that in the track that's already been released in At War.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to do that. I don't know if I broke any new ground especially, but yeah, I think kind of being maybe truer to my favorite approach, I think. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I also asked Larry before this. He said you'd be able to answer. How does Beer Drum communicate? Does he sign? Does he?
I mean, there are
telepathic?
hand signals. It's not signs.
Gotcha.
It's usually pretty insulting, and it hurts feelings.
Gotcha. So
but,
when he broke his hand, was he using an accent?
kind of. He used his feet. He's got toes as well.
That is
We have
correct.
prehensile toes.
The stench.
Forgot.
The stench when those toes wave around. But mainly it's telepathic and telekinetic thought transmission. And when it's subtle, it's telepathic, and you know, thoughts creep in. Mainly uses Larry as his main vehicle for transmission, because Larry's brain is soft and malleable and, you know, easy
Not
to
gonna
do.
repeat that.
But then if he really wants to get a point across, we call it telekinetic. He actually throws his thoughts. Sometimes they are visible. It is disgusting. It is insulting. It's obscene. And yeah.
Don't forget about the telekinetic smells. He's actually
Oh
able to
my
force
God.
push smells
Oh my God.
into your
Ooh.
olfactory senses. So
Yeah, if you
will
want to know
smell
what
he
a
wants you to smell.
what a cosmic
It's
gorilla
jarring.
can conjure up in terms of olfactory punishment, it's intense.
I'm
Yeah.
sure
Gabe
that would
still
be.
hasn't been able to escape it, even as far as Colorado.
No,
Still
no.
makes it's a constant.
Seared into my nostrils.
So that is what this is all about. So Gabe has not moved out there for the betterment of him. Well, sort of for the betterment of himself. Gabe has moved to test the range of the scale of power that Beer Drum has.
Yes.
It's all a test. I
The
understand.
telekinetic stench.
It's interdimensional though. Like you can't escape it.
Nope.
Gotcha. you. So that is very enlightening. Mr. Gabe, I also have one more thing to say. Very much a fan of your Misfits shirt in the background. That is a huge band that I love, and coincidentally, I am
Oh, look at that. Hey.
Nice.
wearing my
Now that-
Misfits hoodie as we speak. My
Sweet.
special Valentine's Day edition, Die My Darling from last year.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That
well,
is
you know.
actually it's a hoodie. It's also a hoodie back there drying on the drying rack, and it's actually my wife's.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
and it's from the reunion shows that happened a couple of years ago, and
Yeah.
we both went and we experienced the experience, and Glenn was Glenn and the Misfits were the Misfits, and it was fantastic.
So I'm going to pose this question to you because I just did an interview with the band World Eater where they kind of flipped it around on me and they asked me this question. Because now seeing that, I have to ask. Glenn Danzig or Michael Graves?
Glenn Danzig.
Ooh, okay.
Danzig.
All right.
Danzig. all the way.
As much as I love Glenn and how much Glenn is Glenn, I really do love Michael Graves. I really do. I think I liked that. I think that whole era of the Misfits really just had that really just had it all together. And I think that as soon as as soon as Jerry, who had to be Jerry and ruin everything and mess all the shit up, and as soon as Michael got involved with the whole Dr. Chud business, I don't know. I just, with all of the original Misfit shows that are going around right now and them doing that thing, I really wish that they would bring Michael back and do a Michael era, just for I highly doubt
I
it'll ever
seriously
happen. So
doubt it.
it'll never
I hear you.
happen, but one can dream.
He's got some weird stuff going on, that dude.
He
Yeah.
does. He
Yeah.
does. But you know what? I feel like no matter how weird you get with the Misfits, you're always right at home just because of what they're all about.
If I can jump, if I can,
Don't tell me you're a Jerry only era fan, because if you're
Oh,
a Jerry
God,
vocalist
no.
fan, I'll kick you out of this interview
Fuck
right
no.
now.
No, but he's a Tony Martin Sabbath fan.
No,
Oh,
I was introduced to the Michael Graves era stuff, and I did have that same love, that punch. Although compared to the Glenn Danzig stuff, it is much more happy-go-lucky, wholesome, we're evil type punk
the
rock.
Glenn Danzig era is more fun to play on my bass guitar.
Mm,
But the Michael Graves era is more fun to
it is fun.
be in a pit to. I would have to.
Yeah, well, the songs are very polished, and they are really, really super catchy. There's a
Yep.
formula that really works for Famous Monsters, and I can't believe I'm forgetting the other one, the one that came before. It's such a good, solid
American Psycho.
album. American Psycho. Oh my God, solid.
Yep.
Mike, why don't you tell him about the shitty Misfits?
We did do one show, me and a couple of other friends, we just paired up and did a Halloween show where I was dressed up as Michael Graves, and we were all dressed up as that era of Misfits, but we toted ourselves as no, we're covering all of the Misfits tunes, the good ones, don't you worry, the good ones. And people are like, oh, I don't know, I'm afraid with your
I
makeup
don't know
like
about
that,
this.
man." and we did prank them. We started playing like Where Eagles Dare or something like that, and then out of nowhere we clicked into American Psycho, and we played all of the all of the Michael Graves hits, but our audience did not want to hear it.
Oh man,
We had a ball,
That's,
but it was good.
there's no accounting for good taste these days. But what can we expect on the new EP? Like talking about, bands that we love and all of our influences and stuff like that. Can we expect any covers coming from you guys anytime soon? Have you guys attempted that yet?
Oh man,
We've
we
been
keep
talking
arguing
about it.
what we want to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the
We'll figure it
general
out.
consensus is probably something from the Death and Roll era of Entombed,
Mhm.
and or late period White Zombie. Those
Okay.
are high in the running.
Yeah, we keep like
What do you
agreeing.
mean?
No, well,
Burying
that's
the
just it.
lead with
We agree, and
the
then just
one we're gonna do.
The one we're gonna do?
We're gonna do unsung.
Oh, that's right.
Unsung
That's
is
right.
happening.
Unsung.
Unsung is happening.
You say that, I don't believe you.
You don't
Now you
believe
can see why we
Larry?
haven't done one
Wait,
yet.
wait. Mike, you don't believe Larry or you don't believe Beardrum?
I don't believe what Larry is projecting from Beardrum's soul.
I'll ask him right now. Bertram, are we doing unsung? He says he already recorded it. We have guitars to unsung.
It's already done.
We have guitars to unsung, and we have guitars to Wolverine Blues.
Ooh.
But I see no one wants to do Wolverine Blues, even though there's guitars to do.
I'll do it.
I know you want to do Demon.
This is yes, Demon. See, this is what I'm
I
saying.
love Demon, but Wolverine Blues, they're done. Let's just
John and Internet, you are getting a slight insight to how the band operates. Bertram
Loving
makes
this.
choices.
I'm loving
And-
this. This is going in. I'm
We
not
also
cutting this
briefly
out.
discussed doing a Christmas song towards the end of last
God.
year.
Oh my
Bertram
God.
makes
Yeah.
choices, and then Larry tells us what Bertram did, and we go, fuck. And we try to figure it out.
I want to kind of backtrack a little bit. Ryan, you said you guys were discussing a Christmas
There was a
song?
very brief discussion about doing a Christmas song that
What song?
petered out very quickly.
We didn't figure that out yet.
all right.
There
I'll
were
give the quick story.
too many Jesus songs.
Okay,
Too
I'll
much
give
of
the
that.
quick story. So
Yeah, go
we're
for it,
on
yeah.
Soda Records now. Shout out to Sam. And he was looking for everyone on the label to just do some kind of Christmas song. But because we're on a small label and we're small bands, he's like, let's keep to royalty free, guys. Well, reasonable, actually. No one wants to pay the royalties. But the list is pretty Jesus-y, as Kate said, and we didn't want to be like too like.
Beardrum doesn't shock me as
told
the
me, pa-ra-pa-pum-pum.
yeah,
You know.
Beardrum doesn't shock me as the devout type.
Well, not only that, but he
no.
wanted a quick turnaround, which was
Mm.
very
Mm.
unrealistic for the
Especially
time
for us,
we were.
especially.
Gorilla Wizard, yeah.
These
Hey,
kind of
Gorilla
things,
Wizard and Quick don't go together.
as I've noticed, a potion takes time. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Must
time.
marinate.
Yes,
It
A
must.
sea of farts.
Yeah.
I'll be very honest. If we were all fully on board with a Christmas song, we would probably have to start right now to get it set.
Definitely true.
All
It's
right,
not
we'd have
like-
to be on the same page and then start tomorrow.
I'm kind of I can't get the thought of Gorilla Wizard Little Drummer Boy out of my head right now.
Oh God.
You're welcome.
Oh gee, that is
We thought this little town of Bertram. I mean, we thought of things.
I
be
would love to
amazing.
do that actually, and I would love to get Bertrand on board to make that happen. In some capacity, maybe something can happen that's not too like preachy and like, oh, love little baby Jesus. maybe an original that just has like some sleigh bells in it. It's like it's a Christmas song because of the sleigh bells.
We'll get
could
there.
it be like a obviously Beardrum is how old is Beardrum? Thousands of years
Okay, it's
old.
possible that he was present. For
That's
the first
what I'm
Christmas.
saying. I mean, like, do we have a firsthand account? You know, I mean,
From all of
No
our
one-
collective thoughts, he's about 10,000-ish years old.
okay, all right. Well, I mean, I mean,
It's a long
I
time.
mean, time it is a long time, and time is recorded, you know, AD after death, and it is
Anno
2000
Domini.
and 2023. I'm gonna go with after death. This is this is how it
12 years of
was.
Catholic school will do that to you.
Right. This is how it was pushed on me in my Methodist school. So it's so and so year AD. AD means after death. Okay. So with him being at least 10,000 plus around years old, he would have theoretically been there, you know, in this time period. So I
Very well
mean,
could have.
You know what?
not-
Hold on. Let's ask him. Hey, Bertram. Were you there when they crucified? Oh, no, you weren't. Okay, no, he wasn't there when they crucified him.
he wasn't
Were
there.
you there when he was born? You were?
Oh my
He saw
god!
it. He saw it.
He-
He didn't see
Something,
Chris
something
Mitchell.
about the
There were
something about the
actually-
North
Town.
Star seems fishy.
Yeah.
Bertram might have had
There
something
were
to do
actually
with that.
4 wise men, but
There were
he
4.
fell off the camel and buried himself in the sand, and
Or
Was
3 wise
Beardrum-
men and 1 wise gorilla.
We
one
might
wise
have to
gorilla.
we might have
One
to unveil
wise-
the archives of Bertram's you know, the secret year that no one knows about, that Bertram saved Christmas. We don't know.
I mean, it was there. I mean, like you could just have a song titled "I Was There," and it's just it's
Yeah.
you could. I don't know. It's up to Beardrum at that point how
That
much
would
he's willing
be.
to disclose.
Can we make that a Christmas special? Bertram Saves Christmas.
I would see it.
We're gonna have to figure it out. You know,
Oh, we got to do that.
I would totally.
Is that the
I would-
rock opera? Is that the idea for
Oh,
the rock
God.
opera, guys?
Mhm.
I don't
Oh,
know about
Jesus
that. I
Christ.
I would
Literally.
think to test, I would think to test the waters, test the snows, if you will. Of
Yellow snows.
you might have to do a little.
Hey,
snow
hey,
with
it's
joy, I don't
banana
know.
flavored, all right.
I would say maybe just we'll just test with one thing first and see where that goes. Who
Oh
knows?
boy.
Yeah, don't distract us with things because you'll never get anything.
That's right.
If we go into different directions, we'll never release it.
Please don't shine shiny things in front of us.
Gotcha. Beardrum's already done a lot of work to keep you guys focused, and it's taken. And no offense, but we're on the cusp now of new music after such a long wait, after wanting so much more for so long. I'm overjoyed. Going back to, we were talking about like, you know, could there be covers, you know, influences, stuff that, you know, is pivotal, sorry, English, is pivotal in the creating of the Gorilla Wizard. What, I guess, are Beardrum's top 3 bands of all time? Out of all of the 10,000 or so years of walking this plane, a planeswalker, if you will, could what 3 have adorned his blessing?
Unabashedly, and as a legit, listen to every album thin and through, love everything they've ever done, except maybe Forbidden. Black Sabbath. And I don't mean it just like, oh, I see Black Sabbath. No. Everything Tony Iommi does is fucking amazing. Black Sabbath is 100% up there. He's the greatest guitarist of all time, period, full stop, end of discussion. So Black Sabbath, tremendous influence on Bertram, but I don't know if it's, you know, say, Strapping Young Lad. Humongous influence on just
Very nice.
the decision to just go extreme and push boundaries and just go way off and embrace the funny and embrace the ridiculous, be sensitive, be everything, because Townsend just does it all. And then, I mean, it goes without saying that if I didn't say Guar, then you'd all think he's crazy, because Bertram loves a good performance, and Guar is everything that is both an over-the-top musical and visual performance. And we really obviously want to ape that. We want to ape that kind of thing and be something that's over the top and ostentatious, but not, we don't want to just do it with just the costumes, obviously, because I mean, I tried to convince them all that they should dress up and they all said no. But we did want to make everything over the top as much as we could. We wanted to make the stories, the visuals, every element just be bombastic. The fact that there's an 8-string guitar and it's not plain gent.
Word.
We wanted to go over the top, and those are bands that I feel kind really helped drive heavy metal into way over the top territory in what they do.
Gotcha. So that is the influences of Beardrum, the Gorilla Wizard. We heard it here on Metal for the Masses. So if there was any doubt, now there is none, until there is again, and then it gets addressed.
That's very fair, John.
So as this is coming to a close, gentlemen, you know, thank you so much for being here. Larry, especially, you know, you being on a countdown of sorts. Congratulations prematurely
Thank you.
to you and your wife. hopefully a new Gorilla Wizard fan is on the way.
T-minus
And
8
not
days and counting.
right, and not, you're not giving birth to a hater.
No posers in this household.
No. And hopefully Beardrum takes him/her under his wing, and I don't know, maybe we'll see a young, I guess, Gorilla Warlock in an upcoming video. Maybe, who knows?
I
young
will say this:
mage.
that my daughter now, she is 4, and she does not like it because, as she frequently says, it's too loud. And she can't understand what you're saying, Gabe. She goes, "What is he saying?" He's talking about Maple Crunch. Why is he talking about cereal? So she doesn't get it. Maybe
Have
one
they
day
have
she
they
will.
seen the Gorilla Wizard yet? I mean, I know you keep him close. He has his own section in your house. Have they seen him?
So
Or
my
does he-
daughter is 100% familiar with the fact that dad is in a band, and I don't think she's told anyone in school yet. Like, my dad is in a band, thank God. But she's definitely seen it, and she sees, like, my family has shirts, and she's like, "Oh, look, it's dad on a shirt." So she's seen that.
That's cool.
Yeah, she's pretty familiar.
That's awesome. How has for the rest of you here, how's the band affected your own lives? Are you guys like the talk of your social circles, or is it yeah, that's Mike, yeah, that's Ryan, yeah, that's Gabe, yeah, they're in a band, yeah, they're
pretty much my entire social circle was dragged into the making of one of these upcoming projects.
oh no.
Yes, we got
or
every one of them,
maybe hell yeah, I don't know how it went.
including his wife's family and
My
friends.
wife and her family, and
Yeah.
so supportive. Everyone digs it. Really, everyone
Yes.
digs it and looks forward to the stuff. And I say dragged into, but everyone was like an enthusiastic, willing participant in the projects coming up.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. And that goes for friends of Mike and Gabe and Larry too. So
For sure.
Mhm.
it's
Gotcha.
pretty, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Everyone they dig what we do. So, and we do too. Makes it fun.
Gabe,
Makes it
have
worth
you
doing.
Gabe, spread the good word of the Gorilla Wizard out there in Colorado yet?
Yes. I have previewed No Replacement to some people at my workplace, and the green screen idea has definitely sparked the imagination of some of the other folks who are in bands out there. And so like, oh, you can do a video for very cheap. It's like, yes,
Yes, you
yes,
can.
you can.
I think our budget
Uh,
for the video was literally just the slot car place.
Slot car place
Wow.
and the time at the
The time,
At
yeah,
Jam
the time
House.
at the Jam House. That's it.
Yeah,
it's just
so it's
the
probably like
places where we recorded.
$120, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah,
But
to spin
overall,
what you were saying, sorry.
overall reaction to Gorilla Wizard in Colorado, has it yay, nay?
So
middle?
far so good. So far
Fuck
so
yeah.
good. I've been waiting to have like the new stuff to show everybody, and like the No Replacement was a good first sign. So
Mhm.
yeah.
That's awesome. Usually when I tell people about Gorilla Wizard, they're just like, oh, you're like, even earlier today, I was telling somebody I was interviewing a band later tonight, like, oh, who you interview? And I was like, oh, they're called Gorilla Wizard. They're just like, they're called what? I was- I'm like, yeah, their leader is a Gorilla Wizard, and they play in a band. And just
Well,
all the
I
questions,
know.
all the judging questions start coming off of that, and I'm like, guys, I'm serious. These guys are awesome. Trust me. Like, no, like it's cool. I swear. But
That's
that's
the
awesome.
typical reaction that we would expect. For me, any of the social circles, at work, it's like you were saying, it's like, oh, it's Mike's, he's in a band. But then I tell them, oh, the name's Gorilla Wizard, and they're like, what? Oh, that sounds fun.
See, Mike, I was expecting yeah, like all of my friends are like, yeah, that's Mike. He won't stop telling us that he's in a band and it's called Gorilla Wizard.
I keep that to myself, and not everybody wants to hear about that stuff. But then if they're like, oh shit, you play? Yeah, I play. Oh, you're fucking good. Yeah, I'm on Spotify, bro. Like that's the Humble
I'm on
brag, you know?
Spotify. Are you rich? No.
No. Not at all. That's not how it works.
Yeah, it's usually like kind of the last thing that people find out about me. One of my friends let it out at it was a work thing that we went to from some kind of meeting or something. He's like, "Oh, Larry's being modest. He's in a band." I'm like,
Don't.
and he's like, "No, tell him about the band." I'm like, "I've been." I'm like, "Oh no, he's got to see it." He pulled up the picture, and I'm like, I don't like to just open the gates with, "Hey guys, I'm in a death metal band where I dress up as a gorilla. That's also a wizard." You know, it's
Right.
kind of the thing that you save for once you really know people. But
You save it for the work party. You don't just say it at work.
you save for the Christmas party when everyone's
There
already
you go.
slunched, and it's like, "Oh, that's crazy. You gotta play a guitar and play a song." No, I'm not.
So Gabe, with you being in Colorado, and also this question goes to the rest of you guys as well. How is playing shows going to work? Is there going to be any kind of like you guys getting together, going to do like do some shows or something? Like with you guys being part of Soda Records now, you know, I'm sure touring might be involved somehow, maybe just like a little bit. I don't know how being part of a label works. Obviously, I'm a prick on the internet. But how's it going to work? Is there going to be any kind of grand reunion, play some shows and have some fun?
Shows probably. You're not gonna be able to keep me away from New York. Like I got family there, I got friends there, I got these guys, they're there too. Yeah, I think when Larry is able to do a little more, when he's able to commit to being outside of the house, and you know, allowing Bertram to run freely, we'll be able to do something. And so probably some point in the future when I'm able to come back, we can schedule a show around that and do something, because the songs are good, they rip, and they would play well in a live circumstance. So it would be a waste not to do it.
Yeah,
So
we're not quite Dark Throne where we will never play a show, but you know, that's not what we do. We don't play as much as we'd all love to. We don't play shows because let's face it, we're all guys in our 30s with wives and children.
Right.
Like, how realistic is that fantasy? Like, hey, we're gonna go out on tour with a brand new band that just started that has a gorilla in it. We live in the real world and we are aware it's completely unfeasible. But like Gabe said, you know, there will be shows definitely, and we will play the shows. But I, you know, part of it too is just Bertram was really into Elden Ring last year, so you know.
I do understand. I mean, it is a very addicting game. I kind of struggle calling it a game. It just kind of consumes life. But yes,
360 hours.
Yep, too long. But even with you guys talking about the potential, you know, Gorilla Wizard D&D campaign, that I really hope that becomes could be a YouTube series of the travels of Beardrum through the lands of whatever, fighting owlbears and Draco liches, and I guess wooing damsels of whatever species or alignment they may be.
That's the rock opera right there. That's the
right.
rock opera.
It's
We got
like
it now.
it's like an owlbear appears. What will Beardrum do? Beardrum rolls to seduce. What?
Wow. Maybe
I will
John,
gladly.
maybe you should be our DM.
I was just about to say I will gladly be the DM of such a series if
you
that
know what?
does.
I'm going to say this right now. When it is done, I would happily do a virtual playthrough with you as our DM if you are willing to be DM. And
Absolutely.
we will embark on the adventure to gain back Bertram's distortion from the Distortionator.
Oh,
By the
shit.
way, is the story.
It can,
Whoa.
That's the story, and I'll tell you later.
it can
Wow, so-
honestly be part of the lore. I love it.
Wow. And I'll tell you what, also, this might become a meta thing that like it writes itself, that the DM campaign becomes the new concept. Who knows what?
Well,
This is
to
the rock
everybody, you heard it here on Metal for the Masses.
Wow.
If I ever do, become the DM of such a universe, I will be extremely honored. I will bring my A game. I will do all the things. I will do whatever I have to do. Whatever I have to do. I will eat. I'll start eating bananas now. I don't care. I'll
You should
prepare.
practice.
But Gorilla Wizard, they have a new single that'll be out by the time we air this interview. That'll be linked to this interview, called "No Replacement for Displacement." They have a new EP coming out March.
May
May
19th.
19th.
May. All right. I should let you guys say this. Starting over, going back in time. You guys.
So we are Gorilla Wizard, and we have a new single coming out March 10th called "No Replacement for Displacement." That'll be accompanied by a video that you can watch on YouTube and listen to music on Bandcamp, gorillawizard.bandcamp.com. And then stay tuned, because the antics aren't over. We have a brand spanking new EP titled White Knuckle Black Magic coming out May 19th. And the day of that release, we will also have a new video for the last and final single from that EP titled Trashmaster. It is the next part of the Gorilla Wizard Cinematic Universe, the GWCU, if you will. And it is a very big, high budget, highfalutin, amazing, fantastical journey into the depths of the Trashmaster's realm. Will Gorilla Wizard be able to save the day? Find out.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z. No.
Perfect.
Oh man, guys, thank you so much for sitting down, taking the time.
Thank you.
And especially you, Gabe. I know you're on a new time schedule nowadays. Thank you. What time is it there now?
Right now, it's 7:25.
It's
What's
7.
up?
Oh,
I'm-
okay.
I'm good.
That's dinner
you're-
time,
good.
baby.
You're
Oh, yeah.
you're way good. All right. It's
Mhm.
9:25 Eastern Standard Time here, baby. All right.
That's it.
Well, gentlemen, as always, true honor. Thank you for being here on Metal for the Masses. Good luck in the future endeavors, and maybe if there is a Metal for the Masses Gorilla Wizard D&D tie-in, who knows? We'll see what happens. Stay tuned. But guys, thanks again. As always, true honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you, sir.
John.